So here we go. Here's the project that I wasn't going to make a video on. This is showing where some of the dirt got dropped off at, and here's where it came from. This is the street level to where the customer wanted this hillside cleared and grubbed. It may not look too bad, but in a while we'll look down. We'll be on top looking down. Most of this hill is at a 1-to-1 slope or a 45 degrees. Some of the shallower parts are definitely easier to work with. But on my initial view, this is what I was looking at with the customer's expectations to get in there, clear, grub, and just basically take out all this stumps, brush, and debris and make the curbside with a little more appeal. This is a look from the top. This is how the customer had his existing walkway shaved into his hill. This is most commonly referred to as a switchback. This switchback is nothing more than a goat path that he used to take walks around. And like the nature and the feel of being so secluded from being, actually this is downtown Minneapolis. And he wanted that whole area brought up to be at least a bucket width so he can walk. And that's all I'm looking at, is I'm looking at down the hill. I'm thinking about rolling the tractor. That was all the things going through my mind. There's my truck and trailer. This is my work site. That honeysuckle bushes that we're walking up, we'll see those roots later on. And immediately to the left, there's another small walking path with a change order that came in, and he wanted us to make a circle, kind of a racetrack around there. And we'll see that moving on. Well, this is the next day, and this is kind of what we did with the curb. So the goal was to, clear and grub it up a little higher. The tractor just said no. Needs more horsepower, but we still did a pretty good job. For a 10-footer, right? Yeah, I think we did fairly decent. We'll clean up down along the street here. It's no big deal. But basically, that's kind of the job. Our path is cut in from here over through there. We'll get another better look at that a little bit later. But for now, this is kind of what we got going on. Well, it's a new day. Let's get started. Well, take you through the final result. Come down here. You make. So a lot of the dirt that we took from the curb, we did bring it up here in Dumpy and dump it out in the street, and I brought it in with Scoopy and we laid it all down and started building our, walking path. There are the remains of those honeysuckles that we saw earlier. And this is kind of the completed project. There's another view going downhill. I did make a video or some footage on how to level your bucket on a side slope. Ethically, I just don't know if I'm going to put it on this. You can get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. I also took some footage on how to maneuver around this corner here where had to use a split brake. So this video is a hard video for me to upload. I sat on this footage for at least 4 months thinking I really shouldn't upload this to YouTube. I finally went back and started editing the video at least 4th or 5th time and said, you know what, I'm gonna cut out the footage that I shot on how to level a bucket on uneven terrain. I even took out the footage on how to use the split brake and make a hairpin turn. It was about 180 degrees that went, straight up a 45-degree angle almost. I took all that out. I am gonna upload the video, but I have to have a few moments to discuss what we're looking at here. In the video, you'll see my tractor going through a regen cycle. You'll see the hour meter was at 120 hours, and you may or may not assume that, Bulldog has 100 hours of seat time on a tractor. If he can go out to a customer's job on terrain that he's never been on, land he's never worked before, soil conditions that he's never, done a sieve analysis and a standard Proctor density and all that kind of stuff, and has no idea what the soils are, then if he can do it, then I have 100 hours, I can go out there. And that's where I got nervous about even uploading the video. Yes, tractors can cut in a switchback trail on a 1-to-1 slope, a 45-degree angle, but you just have to operate within your own comfort level. There were other videos where I just got my tractor and people, tell me, hey, just, crank up the throttle, the wide open throttle. Okay, those are all bad advice. I have over 30 years of heavy equipment operation under my belt, only 100 of which happen to be on a specific John Deere 2038R. But I've operated bulldozers and large excavators. Had a day on a motor grader and that didn't go well. But you can go out there, you can cut in a switchback trail on very steep slopes, and you can do it safely. It comes with practice, and I just did not want to promote someone else saying, hey, if Bulldog did it and he's only had 100 hours of experience on his machine, then I can do it because I have 200 hours of experience on a small compact tractor. You'll get yourself into trouble, and that's why I just very reluctant about uploading that video. I had footage on there, showing how you level a bucket on uneven terrain, and talked about a 6-in-1 or a 6-way blade, or also in 4-in-1, but we have to calibrate our terminology. If someone says on a tractor, right, that they have a 4-in-1 bucket, that means the clamshell. Okay, on a 4-way, 6-way, 8-way dozer blade, up, down, you can go in and out, tilt is your last one. And it's that tilting of the blade is how you can, cut in that flat trail. Now, our compact tractors, they don't have that I know of, a tilt function in their bucket, but there are ways to get around that. I also had footage on how to use the split brake to navigate a hairpin turn 180 degrees and go up, a very steep slope too. I took all that out because I'm just not sure I'm ready to go onto YouTube and start promoting hazardous work conditions like that. I did want to show what these little tractors are capable of, and they are capable of moving, large amounts of dirt, clearing, grubbing, stumps, and cutting in, trails on the side of mountain slopes, right? but I had to preface that, or at least follow it up with, you got to operate within your own comfort level. And if you're not comfortable taking a 2 series on a 45-degree slope, you're correct. You shouldn't. I think I've gotten up to about 30 degrees. I don't think my tractor could make 32 degrees, 33. Definitely not 45. I know that. It's just not. It's not going to keep the rubber side down. But you can do it, and there are ways to do it. So with that, just because you saw me do it, just because you saw the tractor only had 100 hours on it, please don't go out to someone else's land or even your own land and think, because you saw it on YouTube, I can do it too. Please, always, your safety is most important, right? The rest of the videos, they're entertainment. Maybe someday I'll shoot a video on how you level a bucket on very steep slopes, or use a split brake to navigate hairpin turns. I'm not there yet in my YouTube career. Moving forward in 2022, I hope to get back more to showing what a oversized garden tractor can do, and we're gonna do some more common homeowner style jobs, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. Have a couple new attachments coming in this year, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I hope you do stick around with us and watch us into 2022. Cheers from the Bulldog.